Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell by the title of today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I am doing postpartum, adjusting to the transition between 2 to 3 kids. And honestly, this has been the hardest transition so far. I think going from 1 to 2 kids was much easier than going from 2 to 3 kids, especially since my boys are still little. They're 5 and 3.5, so they're still pretty dependent on me. So that also has a factor in it. But we've been doing okay so far. We've just had a lot going on in our life throughout this postpartum period. All 3 kids got chickenpox. It was the anniversary of my dad's death, and to have that on top of postpartum and, you know, other things that are going on too. Life has just been pretty overwhelming lately. Thankfully, the baby had a super duper mild case of chickenpox. She got maybe 10 pox on her at the most. Breast milk does the body good. And then the boys, they had a fever for 2 days and then they were over it. The only thing was that, like, it was spread out. So it started with the first kid, and then 2 weeks later it was the second and third kid. You know what I mean? So it was like a month-long process of us dealing with chickenpox essentially, and not really being able to go anywhere because, you know, we don't want to contaminate other people. So I think we were all going a little stir crazy in the house. My husband did have 3 weeks off of work, which was nice. So he was home for the first 3 weeks of our daughter's life, which was super helpful. I was glad to have that time with him because with our boys, he was off for like a few days and then went back to work. So he was actually able to be home for a good amount of time, which was nice because it gave me time to be with the baby, and then he was able to tend to the boys mostly. And I have my mom here, and it's been super helpful to have her here, and I would probably be drowning if it weren't for her because with Kareem being back at work full time, it's a lot because I do also work from home and we homeschool as well. So there's a lot of factors that go into our daily life. So the fact that my mom has been here has been super helpful. I'm grateful for her, and I know you're watching this, Mom, so love you. But yeah, so with I guess we'll just break this down by category. But so for homeschool, I've basically thrown that to the wayside, honestly. We haven't really had a super strict school schedule at all, and the kids are young, so they don't really need a super strict school schedule right now. Anyway, they learn mostly through play, so they've been getting a whole lot of playtime, and I'll throw like something educational here or there. Like we'll watch a nature documentary on Disney, or we have the Hooked on Phonics subscription, so I'll let them do that for a little bit. But and I'll have a video coming out talking a little bit more about our homeschool year and what I've learned this first year of doing it and all that. But that's basically what we're doing, and I don't really foresee us picking up a strict school schedule maybe into the fall, but even then it'll still be pretty lenient because my youngest is only 3.5. He'll be 4 in October, so yeah, even then when we do pick school back up, it'll still be pretty lenient. And then with working from home, I tried to schedule it during the boys' nap time, so that way, you know, if something goes wrong, it's only the baby that has to be dealt with. And of course, I feel like it's their way of rebelling with the baby being here, but they have been fighting nap time hardcore. So it's been hard to get them, you know, wrangled in the room and quiet and settled down. And I tell them, I'm like, you don't have to sleep, just be quiet for a little bit, you know, rejuvenate yourself. Just take some time to relax. And yeah, so I've been trying to work while the kids or during their nap time. Obviously the baby's not on a schedule, but she has been pretty good with sleeping while I'm working, which has been super helpful. Granted, she usually just sleeps on my lap while I'm working, which is fine. At least, you know, she's quiet and not screaming her head off. And then as far as YouTube goes, I've had a lot of video ideas of what I've been wanting to do. I just been, one, haven't really had time to film videos, and two, I'm going back and forth with myself of, is it even worth it? I've had thought about quitting YouTube. For those of you that don't know, I started this channel almost 3 years ago. It'll be 3 years in August, and I'm not where I thought I would be at this point, and I know that comparison is the thief of joy. But it's just hard to see people who like started after you, or even people who have similar content similar content to you, for them to be so much further along in being monetized or like in their YouTube journey. It's very discouraging. Cause like last year in 2022, I was super consistent. I posted 1 video a week at least. Sometimes I got 5 videos up in a month, but it was at least 4 videos every single month. And the growth that I had was super minimal, and it almost didn't seem worth it. So I really have been contemplating just quitting and not doing videos at all. I haven't quite decided. Obviously, I'll let you guys know what that decision is when I come to it. But that's kind of where my head's been at with that whole thing. Physically, I am doing good. I had my 6-week postpartum checkup. Everything checked out good. And I don't really have any complaints there. My body did have, I don't know for sure, this is just me talking, I think my body had a really bad reaction to the Pitocin. If you haven't watched my birth video, I had to get induced, and my body just had a really bad reaction to that. Like, I had rashes everywhere, and it was just terrible. But now we are on the other side of that, and physically I am doing better. I have started working out again. I've been doing the Sydney Cummings Summertime Fine that she has here on YouTube. She posts the videos 5 days a week. So I have been doing that, and it has been nice to be able to move my body again. I know some women take longer to get back into working out, but for me that was kind of like my stress reliever. So that's why I was pretty adamant about starting it sooner rather than later, just because that is how I manage my stresses by working out. Granted, before the baby was born, I was able to have a morning routine and wake up before the boys and have some time to read and journal and do my workout and do whatever it is I wanted to do before they got up for the day. But obviously the baby isn't on any kind of schedule sleeping wise right now, so my morning routine is basically non-existent. So being able to get a workout in for a little bit of me time is nice. Granted, my boys are still running around my legs while I'm working out, but you know what I mean. I do have some like non-negotiables that I do every single day in order to keep the household running, but as far as like routine wise, I haven't really been able to get one established at this moment, and it'll probably be a few more weeks until I get back into one, until the baby is more on a consistent schedule sleeping wise. Mentally, we're doing okay. You know, the hormone plummet is a lot to deal with sometimes, but mentally and emotionally, I'm doing okay. I have been very overwhelmed just because, you know, this whole process is very overwhelming. And I feel like sometimes it is very easy to just blame it on hormones. But the fact of the matter is that motherhood is hard. Being the default parent is hard. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that it's hard. I am very grateful and blessed to have my 3 children. It's just been quite an adjustment, and I have been a little less patient than normal with my sons, but I'm trying to, you know, take a deep breath and try to not be as reactive as I want to be in here. You know what I mean? Because like sometimes I'll be screaming in my head and like outwardly I'm trying to be calm. You know what I mean? I feel like that doesn't even make sense. I'm kind of just rambling on at this point. I might edit most of this out. We'll see. We'll see what I end up posting. But yeah, emotionally and mentally, I'm doing okay. I'm basically just getting by at this point with managing the household and the children, and I haven't really, you know, even thought about entertaining anything else. We did have an outing with my friends and her daughter. We went to the Shed Aquarium because for Christmas the boys were gifted a membership. So we were able to get that, and that was my first outing with all 3 kids, and thankfully the baby cooperated and she was a perfect angel. She screamed for a little bit in the car, like for a few minutes on the way there and back, which is normal because no baby likes being strapped in a car seat. But other than that, she was a perfect angel, and I was really nervous about that because I was like, this could either go really well or terrible, like terribly, terribly wrong. But luckily that was okay. So I think slowly we'll try to start incorporating a few more, you know, outings with the baby, or with all 3 kids, I guess I should say, as I'm starting to feel more comfortable, because I feel like it's stressful to go out with kids, like being the only parent with the children. I feel so much more comfortable going out with my husband because I don't know, like it's just another parent there, another set of eyes. Granted, I was with my 2 best friends, so there was 3 adults and 4 children, but I don't know, it just gives me anxiety being the only parent with them. You know what I mean? Am I making sense? Maybe. I don't even know. Anyway, I think that is it. That is all I have to say about my postpartum journey at this point. And yeah, thanks for watching me ramble on. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.